Hey up everyone, Rich here at Only Vans. Since we started doing the whole vlogging thing since the back end of January, we've tried to almost religiously put out videos, sort of once every week. But as you will have seen, we've not released a video since sort of back end of August, so this is just a little bit of an explanation as to why that is. So as loads of you will know, Lisa pregnant, which is fine, really excited for that. But over the last sort of 4 weeks, we'd had a couple of bleeds or whatever, so we had to go to the doctors and she got diagnosed with something called placenta previa. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's one of those things that we had to be really mindful of and really careful, just to make sure that if there was any bleeds, we were letting the doctors know straight away. What's funny really is up until this point, we'd always laughed and joked about how simple the pregnancy was going. End of July we were at Newquay, 10,000 steps a day. We did the North Wales beach tour, 10,000 steps a day, and we were sitting there thinking, pregnancy, we've completed it, it was dead easy. But on the 20th or the 21st of August, we had quite a big incident. So it was a 999 job. So that was ambulances taking Lisa up to Leighton Hospital as quickly as they could. That was at 5 o'clock on the Sunday morning. And from that point, and still to this day now, Lisa has been in Leighton Hospital the whole time. So that was me working in the day and then driving from here to Leighton Hospital till 10 o'clock when the visiting times closed, driving back home, and then coming to work the next day and stuff like that. So it'd been quite a long few weeks. And because of the placenta previa, the doctors had said, to expect have the baby early. So from the research which we'd done and speaking to doctors, we sort of thought that might be sort of maybe 37, 38 weeks. So there was no way they'd let it go the full term. So from being in hospital on the 21st of August, things were going pretty well up until Thursday, the 1st of September. And she'd had another quite a big bleed on that day. So we went down to the doctors. Well, she got rushed down from her ward down to the labour ward. So we spoke with a consultant there, and they said, right, we're going to put you in the diary on the Tuesday. So this was Thursday the 1st. So right, we're going to pencil you in for Tuesday, and Tuesday would be baby day. Then the morning of the 2nd of September came along, and a day that I certainly won't be forgetting in a hurry. So in the morning, Lisa unfortunately had another little bleed. So we spoke to the doctors, and the doctor said, right, let's not mess around, let's not leave it over the weekend, and let's just, we'll get the cesarean section planned for Friday the 2nd of September at 2:30. So I'd gone into work for the day, not knowing any of this, and then been at work for 45 minutes, got the phone call from Lisa that was back from work, back up to Leighton Hospital, just to get ready really for a baby, and that was 33 weeks and 3 days, so it was quite a bit early. But from scans that we'd had beforehand, we weren't massively worried, because we knew that Lisa had steroid injections on the Thursday, and she'd had magnesium drip on the Friday, just to sort of speed up the process really with the steroids. And from the scans, we knew that it was going to be a big baby anyway, so even at 33 weeks and 3 days, he was certainly going to be comfortably over 5 pounds. So in difficult times and awkward times, my default setting is to be an idiot and to be daft. I'm not great in those sorts of situations. So I was messing about or whatever, and then 2:30 came along. 2:25, we got a knock on the door, which we thought was going to be the call to go into the labour ward and the theatre, but it was just to let us know that there might be an emergency, so don't get too excited, we might have to wait a little bit longer. There was no emergency, so 2:45 they take us over to the other room, epidural, all that sort of stuff. And I remember sitting in the room at the head end and just looking around, and there must have been about 30 people in the theatre, and I didn't quite really understand why really, or why there was that many people in there. But ask no questions, hear no lies. So things start getting down. So Rory comes out, he starts crying straight away. That's fantastic. They gave me the privilege of cutting the cord. That's fantastic. They wheeled him up to the baby intensive care unit just so they could do everything that they needed to do up there. Lisa got to see the baby, and from that point, anything that could possibly go wrong with a C-section, basically it went wrong. Something probably which I'll never be able to sort of talk about really. That sort of next 7 hours was probably one of the darkest and probably one of the most hardest times of my whole life. So I'll fast forward to about 7:30 that night. Lisa, at that point, they'd managed to stop the bleeding, so they then whisked her down to intensive care, where she was asleep, and they'd put her into a, kept her under a general anaesthetic, put her in a medically induced coma, with the view to sort of hopefully trying to bring her around on the Saturday morning. So Friday night was a tough night. So I had Lisa in intensive care, I had Rory in neonatal intensive care. He had to have a blood transfusion at midnight that night. She was, still in intensive care, and she came round about 9 o'clock in the morning. She'd done some dead cute writing. She sort of would drift in of consciousness, and I think like 5 o'clock in the morning she wrote down on a pad of paper, what's the weight, so that was that sort of stuff was nice. I tried to get a couple of hours sleep and all that sort of stuff, and then it was a case of Lisa came up and met Rory on the Saturday night, and then since then really it's just been day by day, just making a bit of progress here and a bit of progress there. And I've never ever in my life met anyone as strong as Lisa, because what she went through and what she survived, really, perhaps not everyone would. So I've got nothing but, obviously, carrying a child is difficult anyway, but to go through what she had to go through, the respect that I have for that woman is humongous. And since then it's just been taking little steps. So the wee man, he's had to have a blood transfusion. They thought he might have had something called neck, which can be really bad. He doesn't, he's fine. And then they thought he had like apnea of prematurity. They thought he's had to have a bit of a brain scan, but he's fine. So Lisa got discharged on last Friday, just over a week ago. So we're now both staying at intensive care, and hopefully the plan is to get the wee man will hopefully be discharged next week, on Wednesday or Thursday, which will be maybe the 22nd, 23rd of September. So pretty much the whole of September really has been a write-off just because of circumstances, and it's just been emotionally draining. It's been physically draining, but it's an absolute miracle as to what the human body can endure and how quickly the human body can repair itself. So everyone is doing great. I have to say a massive thank you. I can't name all the people, but everyone, everyone at Leighton, I owe you my life, because ultimately you helped to save Lisa's life and Rory's life, and I'll always be eternally grateful for that. So hopefully get the wee man out of intensive care and back home for next week, which means that we can start kicking off the videos again, because we're gonna have to do loads of videos like baby's first time in a caravan, baby's first time in the camper van, and we want to try and get up to Scotland for some time and go and see Lisa's family up there or whatever. So we'll be able to do all that sort of stuff. So thanks to everyone that's reached out and messaged across Twitter and Instagram and all that sort of stuff. We massively appreciate it. And in difficult times, it's been like the likes of you guys that have made it a little bit easier to deal with. So, eternally grateful for that. So the cast of Only Vans has grown officially by one now, and that's Rory Richard Paul Skelton, born on the 2nd of September at £5 5 ounces at 3:46 p.m. So if you've got any tips for taking babies in caravans, taking babies in camper vans, please pop it in the comments, because we're going to need your help with that. And once again, just thank you ever so much for everyone that's reached out over what was a massively difficult time, and we'll see you very shortly on a vlog of sorts. Thanks very much.